Hello everyone, welcome to Storytime with a Princess. I'm more of a pirate than a princess, but I figured we could read about one of my fishy friends. This story is called Finding Nemo. Come on, Dad, Nemo called out. It's time for school. The little clownfish Nemo was ready for his first day of school. One of Nemo's fins was smaller than the other, so he was not a great swimmer. Nemo, however, didn't let that slow him down. But his father, Marlin, wasn't ready for Nemo to go. He was very protective of his son, and he worried a lot. All right, Marlin reluctantly agreed. Then he went over the safety rules. So, first we check to see that the coast is clear, coached Marlin, as he swam out of their anemone. Then we go out and back in, and then we go out and back in. And then, Dad, Nemo interrupted. He tugged on his father's fin and pulled him out at last. Soon Nemo and Marlin arrived at the schoolyard. The teacher, Mr. Race, sailed in to take the children on a field trip. Bye, Dad, Nemo shouted as Mr. Race swam away. Bye, son. Be safe. You're doing pretty well, remarked one of the other fathers. I had a tough time when my oldest went out onto the drop-off. Marlin gasped. The drop-off? The drop-off was the edge of the reef. There a fish could swim right out into the open sea and right into danger. Marlin immediately tried to catch up with the school group. Meanwhile, Nemo and his new friends Tad, Sheldon, and Pearl sneaked away to look out over the ledge to the drop-off. I know what that is. It's a bug, said Tad, pointing up at the bottom of a boat. Then Sheldon dared them to see who could swim closest to it. Finally, it was Nemo's turn. Come on, Nemo, how far can you go? Tad challenged. Oh, well, my dad says it's not safe, Nemo said, not moving. At that moment, Marlin arrived. You are about to swim out into the open water. You think you can do these things, but you can't, Nemo. You just can't. Nemo was angry and embarrassed. As soon as his father turned his back, Nemo defiantly took off and swam all the way to the boat. Nemo, get back here, Marlin shouted, but it was too late. A diver appeared. He scooped up Nemo in a net, swam off to the boat, and sped off. Marlin couldn't swim fast enough to catch up with the boat. When he swam into a stream of fish to ask them for help, he slammed into one of them. Sir, are you okay? Asked the friendly blue fish. Hi, I'm Dory. I have to find the boat, said Marlin. Hey, I've seen a boat. Follow me. Marlin followed Dory until she suddenly turned around and said, Stop following me. Marlin was confused until Dory explained, Oh, I'm sorry. I suffer from short-term memory loss. Marlin turned to leave and found himself facing a shark. Bruce the shark invited them to a party in a sunken submarine. The party was a meeting of sharks trying not to eat fish. While there, Marlin spotted the diver's mask that had been dropped by Nemo's captor. Marlin hoped the writing on the mask could help him find his son. What do these markings mean? I can't read human, exclaimed Marlin. Well, we gotta find a fish that can, encouraged Dory. They both grabbed the mask, which snapped and hit Dory in the face. Ow! Dory cried as blood trickled from her nose. The smell of blood made Bruce want to eat fish all over again. The party was over. Bruce chased the two fish. Luckily, Marlin and Dory escaped from the sub with the mask, and Dory remembered she could read. But before she could read, the mask fell into the deep, dark ocean trench. Dory and Marlin plunged into the scary blackness after it. They couldn't see a thing. Then Dory cried, I see a light! But the light turned out to be a hungry anglerfish trap. The pair dodged the anglerfish's teeth just in time. As the anglerfish chased them, its light fell on something. Hey, look, a mask! Dory shouted. Read it, Marlin ordered, trying to keep the anglerfish away from Dory. Bring him closer, I need the light, Dory answered. Marlin led the anglerfish back and forth while Dory read the address on the map. Then, Dory and Marlin escaped in the nick of time. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, said Dory proudly as they swam off. Now where is that? Ordered Marlin. It turned out that 42 Wallaby Way was a dentist office in Sydney. The diver who had caught Nemo was the dentist, and he put the little fish into his office aquarium. This aquarium was home to an interesting group of fish known as the Tank Gang. A friendly pelican named Nigel was perched on the dentist's windowsill visiting the Tank Gang. From then, Nemo found out that he was going to become a gift for the dentist's niece Darla. The tank gang told Nemo that the dentist had given Darla a fish last year and it hadn't survived. "I have to get back to my dad," cried Nemo, horrified. The leader of the tank gang, Gil, reassured Nemo that they would find a way to escape before Darla arrived. Meanwhile, back in the ocean, P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Dory proudly repeated the address over and over. Marlin asked a school of moonfish if they could tell him how to get to Sydney. The moonfish didn't want to help Marlin, but they were happy to help Dory. They formed themselves into an arrow, pointing in the direction of Sydney. "Great," said Marlin, rushing off in the direction they had indicated. "Oh, hey, ma'am," the moonfish said to Dory. "When you come to the trench, swim through it, not over it." "I'll remember," said Dory as she hurried to catch up with Marlin. "I gotta tell you something," Dory shouted to Marlin. When she finally caught up with him and at the edge of a scary trench, she couldn't remember what she needed to say. "We're going to swim over this thing," Marlin said. "Something's telling me we should swim through it," said Dory. But Marlin easily tricked her into forgetting, and she happily followed him. As it turned out, danger was lurking in the clear water above the trench. Dory was the first to find it. "Ow!" Dory yelled. A baby jellyfish had stung her. Marlin rushed over and shooed the baby away. "Let's be thankful this time it was just a little one," Marlin said. But then, when they looked around, Marlin and Dory discovered that they were surrounded by hundreds of jellyfish. "This is bad," said Marlin. But Dory was giggling. "Hey, watch this," she said, bouncing on the tops of the jellyfish. Marlin quickly made up a game out of it. And there was only one rule. "You can't touch the tentacles," Marlin explained. The race began. After a while, Marlin hopped out of the jellyfish forest. But when he turned around, Dory was nowhere to be seen. "Dory!" Marlin cried. Then he saw her caught in a jellyfish's tentacles. Marlin swam back to his friend and dragged her out of the jellyfish. Then everything went black. Later, Marlin woke to find out that he was riding on the back of a sea turtle named Crush. "Saw the whole thing, dude," said Crush. He was quite impressed with Marlin's bravery. Marlin and Dory were in a group of sea turtles traveling on the East Australian current, headed for Sydney. Marlin told the turtles about his quest to find Nemo. The story passed quickly from sea creature to sea creature. Finally, Nigel, the pelican, friend of the tank gang, heard about Marlin's search. And that's where we're going to stop for today. Join us tomorrow to hear the rest of the story. Bye!